This is the Mark of Hypnosis. Welcome to the Monday message. I've got something special for you today. I've got a good friend of mine, Connie Jo Holmes. She is the owner of BU to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching. She is an award-winning Hypnotist of the Year. She's going to be the keynote speaker of the 2023 ICBCH conference in Orlando. In fact, that's where we met, is at a ICBCH certifying course. So we are both certified trainers of the ICBCH. This is a very busy lady, and we are so thankful to have her on. I want y'all to welcome Connie Jo Holmes.
Thank you so much, Mark. You're really good at that.
Thanks. Well, I've said some things about you. What didn't I say about you? Because like I said, you've got a lot more going on.
Well, thank you. You know, I always tend to start, my business name is a little curious. So I always like to start there, if that's okay.
Sure.
It was very intentionally, my company was very intentionally named what it is, because my mission is in my company name. So you pronounced it perfectly. Not everyone does, but it is BU to Be Full. I did add the hypnosis and coaching underneath it so people know what I do. But my mission is exactly that. I teach individuals self-confidence, self-acceptance, really to be yourself. Because when you can love and accept yourself, then it's so much easier to live a very fulfilling life. So be you to be full. And then the reason why I spelled it a little goofy is because that's the second part of my message, is even if people are working to enhance certain aspects of themselves, they're still beautiful as they are right now. All you're doing is working to enhance yesterday's version of you.
Cool. So, and I mentioned the award Hypnotist of the Year. Go into that a little bit. How do you become Hypnotist of the Year? Where was it from? When did you get that award?
Well, let me start by saying, when I was a little kid, I was the middle child, and I was always told to, be quiet and you talk too much and all this stuff. And I just share that because that was a moment in my life that I was speechless. So I had no idea it was coming. And when people learned about it afterwards, they asked me, they said, did you have any idea this was happening? And I said, no, so much so that the award was given out at a banquet during the Mid-America Hypnosis Convention, which I believe that's the longest standing convention, definitely in the United States. I don't know about in the world, but in 2022, it celebrated its 39th year. But anyways, so they have a beautiful banquet, and that is when they give out awards. And most people kept on their professional business attire. Some people even dressed up. Not me. I went back to my room and I put on jeans and a sweater. So I had no idea it was coming. So, but to answer your question, so I did answer where it came from, Mid-America Hypnosis Convention, and that is in the Chicagoland area. And then, but how do I get it? I remember sitting in the audience and hearing Richard Nonard announce, the winner, kind of the preamble to announcing. And he was saying things like, this person who is doing a lot of different things, who's seeing clients, who's delivering real results, that type of thing, which quite honestly could be so many of us. But I just feel so honored that I was selected for this. Maybe part of it is, and I told you this, Mark, before we started recording, I decided in 2022 that was going to be my year to say yes to nearly everything. And I, like most things I do, I have intention behind it, but I had the attitude like, why not? Why not? Let's learn, let's explore, because unless you do things, you're not going to know what you like to do more of or less of or anything like that. And I would like to think that my attitude of just saying, let's say yes to everything and let's, just put ourselves out there, be curious. I would like to think that through, putting that energy out there, that maybe that's what helped with me getting the Hypnotist of the Year award. And that does not come lightly, because trust me, I know that there's so many other people out there who could easily have received this award. So I take it with such honor and grace and gratitude.
Well, and I follow you on Facebook, and some of the messages are the same messages I'm putting out on this Monday message. A lot of the same. Sometimes you got to put yourself out there, but you are good enough. You are the perfect you are, and you can do it.
Yes. Yeah, it's an important message. So here's another thing. Another thing about saying yes, I had a local person, when I say local, I'm in southern Wisconsin. So I had a local college student reach out to me, and with her schooling, she needs a mentor. And so she contacted me through my contact me part on my website, and we made a connection. And I invited her to a couple of online things that I did just last week. And then we met for the first time today, face to face in my office. And it was a wonderful experience. And again, that was part of me saying yes. Sorry, I was talking so long that I almost forgot my point. So you talked about our messages, and that's what we talked about, how even though we know these things, we're in this space, we know a positive, productive mindset, and, our thoughts matter, our words matter. It's still something sometimes that you always need to still be cognizant of and still remind yourself of a bit. So that's why I think these constant reminders and messages are so important in the world.
Yeah. So with that, what part of being a keynote speaker at the ICBCH Winter Conference, 2023 ICBCH Winter Conference in Orlando, what gets you most excited about doing that?
Well, that was another thing I was so honored about, because I remember when I was asked. So let me tell you, and I want to say kudos to you, Mark, for what you're doing as well, because you're constantly putting these messages out as well. People need these reminders, or they just need this knowledge, because not everyone understands and knows this space. But even though I live in this world, I remember when I was asked to be the keynote, my response was, "Are you serious?" Again, because I know there's so many, just as deserving people, that could be asked to do this as well. So again, I don't take it lightly. But anyways, from the moment I was asked, because I take that so seriously. I mean, to me, a keynote is a very big deal, and it, kind of sets the stage for that conference. Yeah. And I know that Richard and Jason do such a good job with this conference. So I want to make sure that keynote is serving them, the conference, the values, and all the attendees as well as possible. So from the minute I got asked, I started, a scratch pad of just ideas and thoughts and that type of thing. And it's really kind of ironic that what I want to talk about and what I will share fits the theme almost perfectly, which is really, really good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, we appreciate your time. How can people get in touch with you? Is there something that you want to give special attention to, or I need your commercial?
Yes. My commercial. So, well, I am out there. So my website is conniejoholmes.com, or if you're looking over my shoulder, it's also butobefull.com. I learned this early on that, I was, being on different podcasts, people ask you for your website, and the first couple of times I had to say the letter B, the letter U, number 2. I was like, okay, I need a redirect. So even though I'm saying conniejoholmes.com, you might look over my shoulder and say, wait a minute. So either place will get you there. So, one thing, I guess, if you're asking me what an ask is, I do have a YouTube channel. Every Monday morning, I come out with something that's called Monday Morning Motivational Videos. And I have, as of this morning, 102 subscribers. Woo, calm down. we all know it takes a while to grow in this space, right? But you know, and this message is for everybody. You know, a lot of times I have to tell you, when I'm talking to the camera, I am talking to myself, because the messages I'm giving, they're reminders that I need as well. So no matter where you are in your life, if you are a professional, you know, a coach or a hypnotist yourself, I really trust that my message can resonate with you. So I do have that YouTube channel, and you can find that on my website. You know, down towards the bottom, I've got my footnote that has all my social media channels on it, you know, my Facebook page and all that. But if people are interested in subscribing to my channel, I would greatly appreciate that.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end it up. I don't want it too long for the audience. So if you enjoyed this, please like and share it with your audiences. Tune in next week, because I'm about to start a 3-part series. Another friend of mine, Braden Daniels, wrote a article about the songs of the sirens. And so I use that as an outline for the next 3 weeks. You're going to see talks on the songs of the sirens, their temptation, desire, and risk, and they will lead you to the rocks. And so tune in for that, and I'll have links to Braden's stuff, just like I'm going to have links to Connie Jo's stuff. So thanks, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, Mark, for all that you do too.
Yeah.